Look who's here at University of North Dakota with me. My heroes and dear friends, Greg and Angela Thomson.
Hi.
Hi. So I said, oh, they're here. We should make a video together. Am I in your space here a little, Angela?
Fine.
What should we talk about?
Well, the Raptors, Toronto basketball team, had won the NBA championship yesterday.
Really?
First time a Canadian team has ever won it.
Really? I did not know that. I do know that the St. Louis something or another has won
The
Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that was really interesting too. My son is a very avid Boston fan.
Oh.
So.
Look at that, I talked about a sports thing knowledgeably. Look at us talking about sports.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should
Well,
talk
I'm
about
just kind
something
of faking
else.
it anyway.
So I have these people who are following me,
Yeah.
who want to grow into, learn new languages and cultures.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you guys give them? One piece of advice from each of you. How's that? Because you guys have been a lot of places, and you've made a lot of friends using a lot of different languages. So you have a lot to share. So what would you say?
One piece of advice.
One piece of advice. I know that's terrible. You could probably do two.
Okay. Well, my one piece of advice would be I recommend that you get two pieces of advice.
Okay.
And then each of those would be similar. We're up to 56 maybe.
You sure you want to show this?
Yes, definitely. Have you seen my other ones? They're about like this.
Yeah. So, I can think of my own sort of path I walked on when I was a young man, 18, 19, and I heard Blackfoot people, that's a First Nation in Canada, and just carrying on their life with each other, and I believed that that I could sort of get their language and then be able to participate in their life with them as it's going on, and so that because of that I became a very ardent sort of linguist, but I didn't have a degree or formal training, but I had a very large amount of self-teaching in linguistics when I was 19, 20, 21. And I just thought that's how I will become part of that Blackfoot world, is if I can just find out how the language works. This is a way of talking about how the languages work. And if I understood how it worked, then I could participate in their life. And so that's how most people think. But what I would say is that if this whole kind of picture of me becoming part of their life, their world, participating in that with them, in that whole picture, I was so foregrounding this concept of language, which I don't even really believe in anymore anyway. Lots of people don't. But so foregrounding that, and it was pushing out the reality of connecting with people in a really human way and growing into their world more and more. So that was, I would just encourage people to change their way of thinking and get themselves a different set of rules and put their best foot forward and stop being deceived by fools. I'm just trying to quote a song. But to really keep it that this is about connecting with people, becoming part of their life, going deeper and deeper, and I needed a strategy that can start me off in participating in their world, in their life, and take me deeper and deeper and deeper. Always deeper meaning having more better connections, interpersonal connections with more people. So.
Awesome.
Now there's still, people talk. We have a saying, we don't do languages, we do people, and people talk. So much of what we are, how we are, what we are, our whole experience is just so dominated by this practice of talking that's among us, and so that's there. And so obviously, if we're becoming, if we're doing people, then that means that we're, giving attention to learning to understand them when they talk, and then learning to converse with them as well. So that's where we would put the emphasis, rather than on finding out how the language works so that I can use that knowledge to talk.
And I would totally agree with what Greg is saying, because it works, because I followed his instruction, his guidance, and what he was learning about this, and it worked. And I was an older person, and I was able to have relationships in several different places in the world without a whole lot of stress. And I would say, just to know that no matter how old you are, or what your talents are or you don't have, that you can learn another world, and you can enter into another world if you put on the emphasis that Greg is talking about, and if you ask God to bring the right people into your life, and just go with it, and have patience, and not be anxious. That's what I'd say.
Thank you guys so much. You don't realize it, but I still get really excited when I talk to you guys, because, I don't know, I followed you for so long through what you guys wrote, and then I got to meet you in real life, and now I get to learn from you in real life, and it's really exciting.
Well,
and now you guys have met them too. They're a gift. We love Greg and Angela. Thank you.